Yo, Fluffs, what's up? I hope you're all doing well. Thank you all for coming tonight. Yeah, that's the way we're going to be starting streams from now on. Saying
I
yo,
totally
Fluffs.
forgot about it. I totally forgot about that. Yeah.
So we
Wow.
got PJ Cruikshank and Michael Kahn in. How you guys doing?
Yo, Fluffs United.
Yo, Flash.
Well, it was voted, so definitely yo, Fluffs. And for the members, I got a yo, Fluffs, a new emoji, and also beware the ticks. So that's part of one of the new perks for being a member. So yeah. So it's good to have you guys here. I hope you've been having a good day so far.
Yeah, good. Oh, yeah, I've just noticed that thing next to my name. What is it?
Oh, is it? You can see it. Has it changed?
Yeah, obviously I've got my wrench and I've got something green and
Yeah,
I
that's.
can't.
Yeah,
What is it?
I've also changed the levels. Uh, but
Oh, it's instead of a star. Yeah, I got you. So it has changed, yeah,
yeah,
definitely.
no, but I say I've created two new emojis like the clown earth and whatever.
Right.
But I've also changed all the levels of the members, but they don't seem very clear. So I'm going to make new ones. I thought they'd be clearer than that.
Oh, yeah, I see the two new emojis. That's pretty good.
So how much
That,
months have you been now?
me, I'm coming up to the 8th month. Me and I think Michael will be in the 8th month, like a week.
8th month.
A week or two before me. So I'm like 7.5 months. He's 8 months, I'd say.
I've got a free super
Oh,
chat.
so you Flurf boss or something? I think that's yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, it's good to have you guys in. Hey, so I'm just gonna say hi to everybody in the chat quickly. Radu, thank you for coming. Oxbow Spirit, PJ Cruikshank, Derek Nelson, Michael Kahn, Tony Whitcomb, Sol G, and I think that's everybody. It's good to have you all in. Thank you all for coming. Really appreciate you being here. Just want to say what I've had a nightmare, got a new phone, and lost all my logins. Wow, yeah, that's not a very nice. How can I put it? Nightmare to have.
Yeah, no, definitely.
Tony says, "I haven't got no ticks. I itch nonetheless." But yeah, I think we call the globies ticks, the anti-flat earthers. So yeah, guys, tonight is just gonna be a chat actually, because I don't really have anything planned. We just have for. Can the globe come present us any evidence for has the globe got any science, in other words?
Yeah. I can see they're all knocking down your door at the minute, but
Yeah, it's amazing, eh? well, many of them did vote yes, here it is. So you would think they'll be able to come and present it to us.
Well, that's it. It's always the same in the poll. It's always like affirmative. Yeah, we've got plenty of evidence. We'll come show you. And then when it comes to the knocking of the door, as I say, the knocking of the door doesn't happen.
Exactly.
Well, can you remember back in there when science used to prove globe and we were all science deniers?
Exactly.
Our science don't prove out, and nobody can fetch any science anyway.
Exactly. Hey, Titan Long, good to see you as well. Yeah, now it doesn't prove anything because they get shown wrong every day. That's why it doesn't prove anything. So I searched on science for the globe, and what I've got is what is Earth science. So I thought maybe we can see through that. You guys interested to see what they say there?
Absolutely. Why not?
It's off to start. So hopefully some glober will come present us globe science. Should be interesting. Or music, just in case. Hey, Sultan Zero, thank you for coming. Good to see you, mate. He says, yes, everything you reject counts as the evidence you want.
Oh, I see.
Oh, so what am I rejecting, Sultan? If it's science, I can't reject it. But if you're bringing pseudoscience, I have more than my right to tell you it's not scientific.
Yeah. It's things like gravity, pseudoscience, we definitely reject. That's for sure.
Yeah, so if you want to, Sultan, my link for Ellemnet is in my description box. Click it and come into Ellemnet and you can present to us your science for the globe. How's that sound?
That'd be brilliant because, like, he sounds very positive about it. So I'd say he'll be in about 3-4 seconds.
Before we start, though, guys, I just have to note. I realized last night, like early this morning, I woke up. I was like, "What?" And I was like, I was like, I realized I mixed up Jonah and Job last night, guys, in the whale.
I do it a lot. I do that a lot.
But I just have to tell you guys, I'm still tonight a bit confused. And so I don't know. It's like these last 3 days, I don't know where I really am. It's like, I don't know if my meds and stuff is messing with me, but I can't concentrate. Even today, I was supposed to do so much things. I just couldn't do it at all. So please bear with me if I do have some information that is wrong or confusing.
Start worrying if you start thinking you live on a ball again.
Wow, I don't think I'll be that confused ever in my lifetime.
Never be that delirious.
So yeah, I did reference Job as Jonah last night, a few times, which I really before I figured out afterwards. I was like, oh shit. So yeah, I do appreciate. Really apologize for that. So yeah, I am only human, guys. Hey, Derek Nelson. Yeah, I saw that, Keith. No worries. I wish someone would have corrected me.
To be honest, I must not have been listening.
No, well, the thing is, I do it a lot with Jonah and Job. So if I'd heard it, it probably wouldn't have registered with me because I do it myself.
Yeah. Hey, Brian.
It's just because they're both J's and they're both in the Old Testament, I suppose.
Hey, Brian Stavely, good to see you. Yeah. What happened with me though? Because I think because of Job 40, Job specifically talks about the Leviathan that eats up to the belly, and somehow that got stuck in my mind with Jonah and the whale. I was like, what? So yeah, guys, I do apologize for that, but yeah, you see, I'm man enough to say if I'm wrong or got something wrong. So
that's right.
There we go. Okay, so I'm trying my best to concentrate, but it's good to see you all here, and yeah, and Carl Alpel, hey, good to see you. I hope they do present us with globe evidence.
You're right, Brian, Steve. How you doing, man? Excellent. I'm fine. Hope you're good.
And interesting news based on the claim that he made about Job. I went and I got a very specific, detailed PDF from a university which claims to show he doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. So yeah, they compared it to the Dead Sea Scrolls in Job, and it's definitely all intact. So it's not changed or anything like he puts it. He was really misrepresenting what he means with different texts and stuff, because nope, Job is still Job and has always been Job. The Dead Sea Scrolls complement that. Okay. And then also I contacted Roger. Yeah, Roger got back to me on Facebook.
Cool.
He said he's going to look into my channel a bit and then he'll let me know to come and chat. So let's all hope for the best.
Did you tell him that you covered that video?
Yeah, I told him we covered it. I told him it was really being wrong and misrepresenting him, and we would just like him to come and have a chat about it and everything. So that'd be great if he comes on. But I'm glad we got to the right guy. Okay. So, hey, Level Up, good to see you. Thank you for coming. Glad you can make it. Sultan Zero says, such an entitled panel. Do this for me. Huh? And Nathan Oakley, hey, good to see you, mate. Nathan, glad you're here. Have you had any globe evidence presented, globe science presented to you before yet? Because I still haven't been able to see how globe is science. I mean, shape is not science, but they don't seem to understand that. But I have found a video that says, what is Earth science? So hopefully this is going to educate us on how Earth can be science. Hey again, Radu, good to see you, mate. Okay, let's see if we can learn something, apparently. Sorry, I just got to mute for the music. You know, these songs are...
Your nemesis. Absolutely your nemesis.
Billion galaxies in the universe.
Really? Talk along
the Milky Way galaxy, our local neighborhood in space, is thought to contain at least 250 billion individual stars.
Wow. Starting off the bat, begging the question, in space, with stars, not showing what science is to begin with. Congratulations.
250 billion stars, and they've counted every single one of them.
Yeah. But I mean, take a good look. What is Earth science? And so far, he's begging the question of how much stars are in space and in the Milky Way or whatever. And so, in other words, that's what Earth science is, guys. Let's beg the question of a narrative, and therefore it means science. Hey, Lumpy, mate. Good to see you. Exactly, Nathan. The shape of Earth is not open for scientific inquiry.
It's called Earth science, but straight away we're looking at sky.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
That's a good point. How does that work?
One of these stars is special. The sun is not an exceptional star in any way. It is not the biggest or the hottest.
Okay. Yay, Sleeping Warrior. Good to see you, mate. Thank you for coming. Haven't seen you in a while, so it's good to see you. Yeah, still no science. What is going on here? Make a homemade rocket that can fly 650 meters. You can do that with a water rocket if you want to, Radu. If you want, I can always send you an awesome YouTube link to someone who specializes in water-powered rockets. They have like 2-stage and 3-stage water propulsion in the rockets, and they get quite high. So you might be able to do that with water. Never know.
Or the oldest. What makes it special is that it is the only known star to support a planet that harbors life. Like the sun, the Earth is not a special planet in any.
Like the sun, the Earth is not a special planet. Oh yeah, remember this is what they do, guys. The globe pushes you're not of purpose. It's not special. You're just here by chance. Yeah. And I'm still waiting for them to tell me where science is. Come on. What's going on? And Sultan, the reason we ask for science is because you guys claim to have science. Hence why we ask you to present science.
Anyway, not exceptionally large or small, hot or cold, or even composed of unique elements. But it is very special in that it is home to life.
Ooh, weird that. So it's not special, but yet it's special. Okay. Contradict much.
Exactly, like the walking oxymorons. Just walking morons.
Hey, real world news.
Maybe take the oxy out of it and just leave them as morons.
Hey, real world news. But I mean, that's how these globers work, though. Contradiction morons. They just keep contradicting themselves without realizing it. I mean, in the same breath, it's not a special planet, but it's special. I mean, what? Truth over comfort. Hello. Good to see you, mate. Thank you for coming.
Nearly 9 million unique species of living things roam our planet, something that we have not yet discovered anywhere else in the entire universe.
Something you've not discovered anywhere else, not even one living organism. Wonder why that is. Yeah. I wonder if NASA, if they decided to keep doing, exploring the oceans instead of moving on to Narnia, how far their discoveries would have got. Imagine if they spend the money exploring Earth's oceans, where we live, instead of going to Narnia that you can't go to in the first place. Where would have been with our advancements in so-called technology that they put it. Maximus Flatius, thank you for coming. He says, do we have science for flat Earth? Shape is not science. Maybe you don't understand this. Shape is not science. And by the way, flat is not a shape. The claim is the globe has science. So show us the globe science. Flat Earth isn't making claims that flat Earth is science. So we don't need you to reverse the burden of proof onto us. Capiche? We might go through this video very quickly, by the way, because... Wow.
Very possible.
I don't know where the science is. I hope he's bringing science into this.
The study of this exceptional place is appropriately called Earth science. This field can be divided into three main areas: astronomy,
Astronomy is not science. Meteorology is not science.
meteorology, and geology.
Meteorology and astronomy is definitely not science. Geology can still fall under science because you can get a cause and effect in geology. But astronomy and meteorology, definitely not. Hey, Spuddy, good to see you, mate. Thank you for coming. Glad you could make. And Travis, hey. And Quinlan as well. Good to see you. It's good to see everybody coming in.
Spud's like, damn it, I missed your flash again.
Again. Okay. Then I'm gonna give this to him. This is for you, mate. Yo, Flurfs. That's for you, Spuddy. Yo, Flurfs. Okay, let's do this. Oh, by the way, I've spoken to my wife. I'm gonna take my spread shop merchandise off because I went and checked their prices. It is insane. I will not expect anybody to pay that for merch. So I'm going to buy my own merch and I'm going to get it printed myself, and then I will go and send it to whoever buys that way. So I'll have my own capital, in other words. It's going to work out much better.
What, are you personally going to ship them then?
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be probably a lot better, yeah.
And I can make it much cheaper. I mean, I'm not going to expect anybody to pay $30 for a mug. What the hell is wrong with these people?
That's ridiculous, isn't it?
I make like $1 out of that.
Yeah, what's the point in that?
You know what I mean? I can't expect someone to pay that for a mug.
If you pay that, you are a mug.
Yeah. So, guys, yeah, sorry about that. I didn't know their prices were so insane. So I'll be taking that spread shop off, and I'll be doing my own merch from my home.
Astronomy is the study of the entire universe, including galaxies, stars, planets, and moons. Astronomers explore the laws of motion and gravity and how they control the movement of the Earth and all other celestial objects.
What was science out of anything they just said?
Nothing. Nothing at all.
No, there is definitely science for weather or climate, Maximus. Definitely. You can figure out a cause for low pressure systems and high pressure systems, mate. It's been figured out. It's science. This, on the other hand, is saying, ooh, I see what looks to me like a sphere in a vacuum, which violates second law of thermodynamics, and I have a belief that it's being pulled together by a force that's not a force in the fourth dimension, which is just a mathematical construct that's actually just an effect with no force attributed to it, doing what I'm claiming it to do. So yeah, not science, mate, at all. How are you going to figure out the cause for the effect without manipulating the cause? Show me that, please. Show me how you can manipulate anything you claim there. Give me an hypothesis and then we check if you can manipulate the cause. Yeah, observe gravity with a telescope. That's a good one.
Sure.
They don't even know what gravity is in the first place. So how do you observe something you don't know what is?
They use massive telescopes to peer back into time to better understand.
Peer back into time. Hey, Melissa. Good to see you. This is also the one most stupidest things I've heard of these guys.
If I get my telescope, I can see what I did last week.
Exactly. Good. And telescope, man, is a time machine now. You know what I mean? What do? Stick it to your eye and run at 88 miles an hour, and you just see back.
It's crazy. Yeah, Skeptic, good to see you, mate. And Truth Overcome. Yeah, you see, the thing is, they believe the further you see into the universe, you're seeing back into time because light takes time to get to you. So that's why they have the CMB, the microwave background. And they're saying, therefore, you're looking back into time. This is how idiotic these people are.
No, it's just ridiculous. It's just ridiculous.
No, meteorology is... is not
In fact-
science, Maximus.
If that's how it worked, man. I mean, the light you were seeing, you're not seeing back in time. That light would have already gone. That's just ridiculous.
These telescopes are mint. You can see back your own head. You can see into last week.
Yeah, but they don't send a text. You know.
Mine must be broke.
Oh, meteorology is the study of atmosphere, atmospheric phenomena, and atmospheric effects. Okay, sorry. I correct myself. Like I said in the beginning of the thing, I am still kind of confused. I read meteo.
Yeah, the bigger the telescope, the further back in time you go. That's why the Hubbles can go further back in time than our little telescopes, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
But the problem is, though, meteorology has study of atmosphere. That's a sort of redundant, but okay. Atmospheric phenomena and atmospheric effects on our weather. So yeah, it could be in a sense. So yeah, I'll concede then it was misspoken. Just not in the way you think it to be science, though. Hey, Cannon Bear, good to see you, mate. Thank you for coming. Yeah, the bigger the telescope, the further back in time you can see. Yeah, hence why the James Webb Telescope.
Yeah.
Yes, it's the study of climate. Maximus, I just brought up on screen for everybody.
Yeah.
Yep, Dr. Gravity does not exist. Dr. Eric Valinda said so. Hey, I will not get the jab. Thank you for coming. Good to see you.
And how we got here and where we are going. Meteorology is the study of the Earth's atmosphere, the thin,
Ah, there we go.
fragile shell of gases surrounding our planet. Meteorology
But I'm going to show you why some parts of it can be scientific and why it's not scientific.
Meteorologists explore everything from weather and climate patterns to global climate change. They strive to understand how energy travels and is transformed through the air and water surrounding the Earth. And finally,
Okay, that's it. So they can just say, but I want to know, because you can do small scale experiments for cause for climate and whatever, okay, for low pressure and high pressure. But how are you going to do what they're claiming? They're claiming like, oh, you see, if the moon is this side, it's going to make some kind of pressure gradient due to gravity and all this nonsense. That cannot be scientifically shown at all. I mean, heck, you have tides and stuff that show that wrong in the first place. So that already debunks it. I mean, you have places that have 3 or 4 tides in one day. You have places that have no tides. How does that work? I mean, I've been at the sea where the moon and the sun are together and then it's no tide.
Mm-hmm.
They're together in the sky by me and we don't have a tide. You see the issue there?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then later on there is a tide while they're still there. So it doesn't make sense.
They just make up some big mad mental convoluted excuse for it, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. It is an excuse, it's not a reason, that's for sure.
Yeah. Hey Alan, good to see you, mate. Yeah, why would they lie? Why?
there is geology. Geologists study the solid Earth and how it changes from the surface down to the core.
Surface down to the core. What? What core? Has anybody ever seen the core, sampled the core before?
Yeah, I haven't. I don't think anybody ever has since they've only gone 8 miles down. So, yeah. Problem there.
Exactly, Sleeping Warrior has been to the beach at moon at zenith and with low tide. I've also been at high tide and no moon at all. Yep. No one says the moon has anything to do with pressure gradients. Oh, yes, you do. Of course, it has something to do with pressure gradients. Gravity, remember? Remember, it pulls mass, attracts mass, according to you morons? Do Do you guys know that when you have a high tide, according to Moon, you have a different pressure release? You can put it that way.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
It's crazy. I mean, why do you guys think that when we have seasons, due to the distance of the sun and the moon from Earth, you guys are saying, oh, look, it's causing different pressures. So yes, it does definitely do that. You guys' heliocentric religion is bogus. And as soon as you guys accept that, the better.
They examine rocks and minerals, volcanoes and earthquakes, the oceans, and various landforms and landscapes. They also hypothesize about the characteristics and conditions of the interior of the planet.
Hypothesize about it. You know, you cannot really, it can be a colloquial hypothesis then, theory, because it cannot be scientific because you cannot observe it. How do you hypothesize something without a scientific hypothesis without having to be able to observe it? Because that's what the first step is, observation in nature. Then you hypothesize the cause for the observation. Then you do an experiment by manipulating the cause to validate if that was the cause for the observed phenomena. Now, how do you do that for a presupposed spherical Earth with a core you've never seen or be able to even get a sample of or anything? So it's pseudoscience and not science.
Right.
Down to our iron-rich, dense, hot core. Earth scientists strive to understand the history and the future of the Earth, where it came from, how it functions in space, and what the future holds for us.
How it functions in space. That's also that's a joke.
Quite bleak in heliocentrism, isn't it? Future for Earth. It's smashed to pieces by a comet or.
Lumpy said something interesting there. Shouldn't people weigh less during the high tide? It's pulling a lot of water out of the moon. Where the cause?
Actually, you're right.
Yeah.
Hey, Brian Shuker, thank you for coming, mate. Good to see you. Yeah, you see, the thing is that I think I heard somewhere like they only able to see like 11% of so-called incoming asteroids, and we get near misses like 20 to 25 a day or something that we don't pick up. Apparently. They're so scared that we're going to have some cataclysmic event like the dinosaurs they claimed. It's like, oh yeah, it's called fear-mongering, to make people get scared of Earth, and then you want to move them to a very, how can I put it, inhospitable planet that you can't get to in the first place because it goes against the violating natural law, so you can't get there. And if it was based on going there, they would likely die due to the environment, no matter what they did. Weird. People are insane, guys. They want to leave an inhabited Earth that has been inhabiting people for thousands of years, go to a place that violates natural law, and go try and build a colony on a place that kills you even if you just forget your zip open. Yeah. Makes so much sense to me.
While our planet faces unprecedented challenges, including overpopulation.
Overpopulation's afoot, guys. If you put everybody on Earth together, we would take up 2% of Earth. 2%.
It's ridiculous, isn't it? It's so much. There's so much empty area out there. It's just ridiculous to say that we'd be overpopulated. It's mental. I mean, look at the Australian outback. Look at how much outback you've got where you are as well, Flats. It's just ridiculous, isn't it?
Overpopulation is a lie, guys. There's no such thing as
Flatzoid.
overpopulation. Hey, how's it going?
Good. Do you know that if we all could have an acre of land in Australia?
Oh yeah. Everybody can move to Australia and still have space.
Not that I would want to live there in some places of Australia, but still, possible.
Yeah, don't you find that odd? They say overpopulation, and everybody on Earth can move to one small, a continent, and still have space.
We know why, though, right?
Yeah, we know why.
Fear is a big thing. They want us to all be afraid and all be worried and all make decisions based on fear, because they know that if we make decisions based on fear, we're gonna mess it up.
Yeah.
And play into their hands.
Hey,
What's this
Robin.
restream bot talking about?
Oh, no, he's on Twitch. Hey, Robinson, cool. Thank you for coming. Glad I could see you. So, yeah, population is just a lie, guys. There's no such thing as overpopulation. The way they get the people to see this is they go to condensed areas like India and stuff. Because why do you think they've been trying to get people out of, sparse areas and putting everybody into cities?
Oh, speaking of, did you hear about those new cities they want to plan?
Mm-hmm. Crazy.
They're called 50-minute cities.
Yep. Everything's right by each other.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I haven't looked too much into that, but I've heard about it. Yeah, they're trying to get people into
evil,
that.
Dude. It's evil.
Yeah, it's just keeping you in a community, isn't it? It's crazy.
It's just herding. They do
like a mass cult, like a one world religion, maybe.
Well, they can't have everybody running all out willy-nilly. They need to know where everybody is.
Yeah. That could be part of the one world religion, getting people together like that. You know what I mean?
Carl Opel says, I'm not moving to Australia. I refuse to live upside down. That's a good one. But it's good to have you on, mates. Thank you for coming. Oh, wow.
Pollution.
I mean, sorry for Flats. He doesn't know whether he's up or down. He's kind of on the side. So,
I guess that's...
He's laid down, isn't
he? He's boing in between the North Pole and the South Pole.
So that's why I've been so confused lately. All the blood is rushing to the one side of my brain.
He's vertical.
Yeah.
That's it.
The depletion of natural...
I mean, I was actually... Funny thing, I'm talking with the guys. They still don't believe you get orientation with a globe. And I said, but to have an axis, you require orientation. This is how dumb the people get. To have an axis... You have to have orientation.
Yeah. Of course you do.
What the hell? That's a dumb.
Because they think in space you have nothing, right? In space that they claim you have no direction,
exactly,
no orientation. You're just there.
Yeah. So what's 23.5 degrees to then?
Yeah. What is that? Well, actually, that's the tilt of the sun, probably. What I've been seeing. Who knows for sure? But another story.
Hey, Richard G, good to see you, mate. But I mean, even the so-called astronauts on the ISS, they're always bringing themselves up right. Always, even they in zero G. Why are they bringing themselves up right? Weird.
Yeah.
Is Lumpy hiding people in his pocket again?
Oh, Lumpy. I guess so. I think it was a unhide user. There we go. Sorry, Salji. Sometimes Lumpy, his phone's in his pocket and does it by accident.
Natural resources and the unpredictable impacts of climate change. This field holds a new and increasingly critical importance.
So we didn't see any signs there.
Climate change.
Yeah, another joke. How to make a globe. Oh, that's easy. See, he's painting it, guys. Shaping science.
Ask Richard Simmons. He knows how to make a globe. Ask him.
How do you make a globe? Shaping science.
It's Photoshop, but it has to be.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. You actually sounded like the guy then.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, he's my cousin, I think.
Is that what it is? Cool.
Who knows?
Another Earth science. How old is everything?
14 billion years old.
It's Earth science time. In the field, natural philosophers. Philosophy is not science, guys. No.
Correct.
Because science is an empirical method. It doesn't care about your philosophical opinions on a situation. So therefore, if you say
philosophy is BSing.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, it's just opinion. Philosophy is just opinion.
Yeah, it's musings in your head. I mean, what's that got to do with science? I mean, there's no natural cause and effect there, is there?
Oh, here's another one. The globe, a model of our Earth. Study of globe.
In your head.
Do you think that will be science? They don't say science there, though.
What kind of globe? Like the globes you buy at Walmart, and the bottom they say not for, what is it? Not for what's that term they put? They put a sticker on the globe now. It says not for something. I forget what it is. It says
educational purposes.
Thank you. Yes.
It says in every single one. Yeah.
And what is education? Right? I mean, what is that really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But then I've had this thrown at me. Oh, they're not professional globes.
Okay.
It's a ball. It's a blooming ball.
But is it pear shaped? Is it pear shaped?
No, it's not. It's not pear shaped.
And it's no good. Throw it out.
There's no radius.
Ooh, Earth and Space Science documentary. Ooh, okay. So, guys, this is a science documentary for Earth and Space.
Ooh.
The edge of space. Okay.
Space, the final frontier.
Lumpy says, Flatzoid, I don't need to be a mod. My phone just can't be in my pocket and I forget easily about that. Sorry, whatever accidentally deleted.
I've done pocket bands before.
It's crazy.
It was on our I think it was on Ours channel. I think when I did that.
But it's good to have you all here, guys. Please, if you haven't hit that like button and share, please do. So we can maybe get a Glober coming in to present us some globe science. Because at the moment, it looks like we might have to go on McToon's website and start looking at his claims of science, which I really don't want to. I don't like that guy.
Yeah.
So
he's not good. He's not good.
So, but we found a 47-minute video now of science, so we might be saved.
I would say share it on Twitter. Twitter's been really good lately with information. You get a lot of different people there because they're allowed to have your opinions and stuff on Twitter without being banned. So I would say share it there. I'll share it there right now.
That'll be great. Yeah, I don't have a Twitter account.
Yeah, I don't have to.
Because I was banned. I was banned for being a flat earther.
No, I'm on there right now.
No, I'm serious. I'm serious. It was that
wait,
time.
Wait.
It was.
Who banned you?
I got flagged by Spurs. What's it? Splice Spokane. What's his name? And what's that? Jesse Vasilski.
When? What year was this?
Like 2 years ago.
Well, it's different now.
Okay.
It's different now.
Yeah, they didn't like.
It's changed.
They didn't like me telling them that when you do surveying, you use horizontal. So yeah, I was a bigot and hate speech, and I ended up leaving my Twitter account. It's like, okay,
you bigot, you. How dare you have an opinion different from the rest of the people on this planet? Playing it.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
hey, Jamacho Wombat, good to see you. Stranger Than Fiction and some clown named Born Again Barbarian or attacking flat earthers are now totally pathetic. I told him to come debate you, oh Nathan. Yeah, the problem is flat earth. Born Again Barbarian says we're all Satanists.
Yeah, I mean we've been over there on the channel and left a comment to say come chat and that, but nothing from him.
Your Honor, projection, Your Honor.
So yeah, I still don't know how a person that professes Jesus can be a Satanist, but all the power to him.
Well, technically, that does happen, though, right? In real life, people go around saying that, and then you find out later on they were lying. Oh, I'm not saying you are. We are. I'm assuming it can actually happen.
Yeah, it's wolf clothing. But,
yeah, that's a different thing.
Tell them by the fruits, though. Tell them by the fruits.
Right.
Yeah, well, I know by the person that says, let me go and look, the moon means female. And look, the sun means male, and therefore he was the son of God. So therefore his light shines. So yeah, heliocentrism.
That's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a cult right there.
Exactly.
Yeah. Sun cult. Sun worshiping cult.
Yeah, really weird stuff.
And they also love Saturn quite a bit. They love Saturn. I've seen a lot of things that tells me that Saturn is like their special god.
Mm-hmm. Saturn and Jupiter, they love those two. But I mean, why?
And they love those rings around Uranus too. Sorry, I know. I was interrupting. Sorry, Flats. Go ahead, man.
Uranus. I'll never get over that word.
Oh, sorry, Uranus. My bad. I mispronounced it. I'm sorry.
Uranus, it's Uranus, and Uranus is how you pronounce it.
But did you guys know Uranus also lets out gas?
Yeah, I think it does, especially if you eat beans or other certain foods that don't agree with you. You know, like you get a sulfuric acid smell you can get to. I think.
Yeah,
it's pretty bad. I hear that you can power your car that way too.
Oh yeah. Methane works really well.
Yeah. Well, isn't there a lot of methane to say over there in Uranus? Isn't that a methane planet? I mean that's their words. It's a methane planet. That's why it's blue and not because of water, right? It's because of it's icy methane. Actually, I think it's methane and ice. They say that anyways.
I just don't understand how you can have big massive gas balls and a big massive vacuum.
Exactly, but dude, it's gravity. Come on now, come on.
Well, of course. I mean,
it's gravity. You know why? Because it has to be.
Exactly. Glue the whole bloody everything together.
I can prove gravity. I'm going to drop this bottle on the floor, and guess what? Gravity, bitch.
Yeah, that's proof. That's proof. That's
exactly.
Speaking of that, did you guys see Dell's latest video where he drops the things from a higher? I don't think he realized he validated my argument when doing that.
At least he's trying. No, he's trying. Come on, you gotta give people like kudos, right? They're doing experiments. I mean, that's great.
I think I should quickly show that before I forget.
Yeah.
So
I like Dell. I've looked at Dell for a long time. That's why I'm kind of confused about what he's doing now. I'm not sure what his what he's trying to get at exactly. Still, I'm kind of still lost. Like what he's trying to do, because I can't understand him half the time because he's all doing his accent too fast. You know,
he's saying Earth is accelerating up. That's the reason.
I don't think he is.
That's why we know, but that's why we see the pressure.
Dell apparently ain't claiming an accelerating Earth.
But that's what he's fighting for. So it's just contradiction. Yeah. How can you claim the reason we see pressure gradients is because of accelerating reference frame, and then say, but that's not what he's claiming Earth to be accelerating up, while he's claiming things are falling down are decelerating as the Earth is accelerating up towards it. It's a contradiction.
That's weird.
Yeah. So anyway, I'm going to quickly show you why I say he's made my point.
Is that his avatar all the time? That swirly thing.
Yeah.
It's a bit 666, isn't it?
Look at it. He's gonna drop it now. I think it was on the second one.
Oh yeah, I've seen this before, but not from him.
Yeah, he's taken it from a higher elevation now.
Yeah.
Wow, the blue marble.
Oh, you still looking at the blue marble?
Well, I'm seeing you in front of it. You're floating there in space. It looks like Flats. Wow.
Really?
Yeah, you're behind a bit.
Yeah, I think you're a bit behind. Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I'm behind. Sorry, my bad.
That's what I'm like. What's going on?
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Oh, I see what happened. Never mind.
Yeah, I might have to download it. You know how it works with me on YouTube sometimes.
Yeah.
You get better internet connection or a slow connection there?
That's the problem. I got brilliant connection though.
Oh, talk to Elon. He can help you out, I'm sure.
I mean, I'm on fiber for a reason.
Yeah.
Right.
And somehow we still get line drops. Just doesn't make sense.
Weird. Yeah.
Or when we
I prefer AT&T, so yeah.
And when we're busy streaming, then I have this problem.
Probably use wire instead of fiber.
Hey Leafy, goed om je te zien. Ik bij Leafio. It's always good to see my wife in. Okay. I'm gonna just. Okay, let's go 30 seconds. He's gonna drop it now.
But it's not a pure fiber connection, though. I'm pretty sure you've got other connections, and that's probably where the issue is.
No, it's pure fiber.
Really?
Straight
through from the start to finish?
Yeah, it's fiber.
Wow. That's really weird. Then.
Got the Ethernet cable plugged straight into the computer. Really weird. Okay, guys, I want you to pay attention in this, okay? And then look at the directions that it's falling while the bottle is falling, guys.
Yeah.
Okay. You see it's still accelerating down while it's going down. Why? Because it still has to catch up. Okay? That was my first point. Conservation of momentum, mate. It was still moving. So now it had to catch up to accelerate at the same rate. But now look at what direction it's going. Hence, now that the bottle is still falling. Watch this. Whoopsie. This one demonstration just debunked him. And now it's going up again. Look, while it's falling. Dal, he didn't realize he debunked his own claim there.
Poor
guy. I did try to explain to him though, so yeah.
You can't really believe this. He's got to be shilling. You can't believe that. You can't.
Hey, speaking of blue marble, because we're seeing it right now, right on the screen there.
Yeah.
Old blue marble-ish. Do you ever notice how the land masses look huge compared to what, like they tell us we're 3/4 water, our quote-unquote planet, but yet when they show us the quote-unquote planet, the land masses look much bigger than they should be on a place that's 3/4 water. You ever notice that?
They do actually, yeah. It does actually seem a lot bigger compared
to because they take a picture from a much closer destination, then they do their tricks and get and magic and then make it to a sphere, but they don't scale down the land masses.
But that also makes it weird if you think about it. Why do you think they make their globe work so perfect as they put it with distances? Maybe because they scaled the land masses, as you said, to make that fit those distances for their sphere.
Right. And it's not even pear-shaped either. So I think Neil's lying to us. Not our Neil. I mean, NDT, that guy. Yeah. Our Neil's cool.
Yeah.
But,
he's very good.
I mean, why would he lie, right?
Nope. Why would he lie?
I mean, why would he lie?
Ooh.
Cosmic rays shoot across the universe. Asteroids billions of years old stream towards Earth.
Wow.
Wow, that's amazing.
We're starting strong, guys. Starting strong.
Is that what it really looks like? Imagine a real asteroid coming towards Earth. And I wonder if that really what it looks like. That'd be brilliant.
Billions of years old. And how did they get this to be scientifically validated?
Yeah.
There was a channel who their intro, it's the constant Carl Sagan's the intro of his jazz channel, and he's saying billions and billions and billions and billions. That's all he says for the whole intro. It's really funny. If I get that, I'll post it in your chat. It's pretty cool to watch it.
Travis, I haven't watched it straight through yet, level with me, but I have it downloaded on my computer before it came out. Paul gave it to me. If you want, we can actually do a stream on it. You guys want to do a stream on level with me?
Sure.
Yeah.
Because I've been having some kind of mixed reviews on it from flat earthers and globalists.
It's not perfect. It's not perfect, but it's still, you applaud the effort at least.
Yeah.
I mean.
So, yeah, I think we can do it. Maybe tomorrow night we can do that. Level with me. I think that'll be great.
Yeah.
Right, but your tomorrow night, it's not my tomorrow night, I don't think. Right?
Same time tomorrow.
Gotcha. Okay. Gotcha.
So I'm 9 o'clock Central African time on a Monday. I think you are 6 hours behind me, correct?
It's 12:51 right now, so my time, California.
You like
Yeah, I think that California's 8 hours.
8 hours, 8 to 10, yeah.
Behind me.
Yeah.
So it'll be in the day for you again.
Got it. Yeah.
That's
no problem.
Just for a minute.
Okay, let's see how they came to a scientific conclusion about their billions of years here.
Sure.
And solar winds wreak havoc.
Wait, hold on. How do you have winds in a vacuum?
I also want to say that because wind requires gas.
Yeah,
Richard
So-
said
doesn't make sense.
Richard said
Totally.
like fiery rocks in a vacuum.
I mean, what is solar wind actually? It's just excited gas. So,
Right. But how can gravity be the answer to that, though? Because usually gravity is the answer to everything. So ballers out there, spheroids out there, can you tell us, because we're stupid, we're flurfers, right? Can you tell us how that can be possible in a vacuum?
yeah.
Just I want to know, I'm curious. Thanks.
The edge of space,
Edge of space.
our upper atmosphere.
Wait,
Earth's
so
first-
hold on. I'm always told, where's your edge? Where's your edge? Now, I could say, well, where's your edge? Because you got an
But-
edge of space. You
You
tell
got-
me on this video here.
We got a problem with that because they say they don't have an edge.
Yeah, exactly.
Hmm.
So I'm just in the edge of space.
Hey, Jeff. Good to see you, mate. That's very sad, though. This is sad. I just hope they do bring up science. I mean, this is a very captivating title, documentary, Earth and Space Science documentary. So,
At the very least, it's entertainment, really,
and I mean,
in essence.
yeah, and I mean, it got 373 likes, so that means and it's 45k views. Come on, so it's got to be top notch. Hey,
It's
Sam
kind of low,
Kitten.
actually.
Solar wind is the continuous flow of charged particles from the sun which permeates the solar system. Excited gas, yeah. Congratulations.
In a vacuum. Okay, cool. Gotcha.
Line of defense against the hurtling space rocks that we see flare into
Space
brilliance as meteors. A protective buffer against the high-energy solar wind.
Curvy.
Adam Meekin, solar wind is not gas, supposedly expanding plasma. Don't know, but it worked to power count the Dookie ship. What is plasma again? Ionized gas?
Yeah.
So, excited gas then.
Yeah.
Hey,
I'm so excited. I just can't hide it.
hey, Adam, good to see you. Thank you for coming.
Hey, Adam.
Don't you lose control.
Oh, no. I think I like it.
Maybe Adam has maybe if you know of any globers that have presented any science for the globe yet, because we have so much people here. I mean, out of 80 votes, 47% say yes, here it is. Have not one come to present it to us yet, and
Bill Nye.
we're struggling to find it on the internet as well. But they
He's
do.
a science guy.
Bill Nye.
Sorry, Flutz. Sorry about that. I don't really. Go ahead, man. I'm sorry.
Bull lie does, yeah. Bull does lie. You're right.
That creates the beautiful northern lights. And crucial,
Ooh.
it's a key link in a global electric circuit that blankets the planet from pole to pole.
Oh,
Far below.
I love how they make this very dramatic.
Yeah. Cool.
You can tell it's a fisheye lens they're using too for all that stuff they're doing. they just curve it. They have to curve it around.
The surface of
See
the
right
Earth
there,
is
you can tell
hammered
it's right there.
by
There's
8
a bent in
million
there.
bolts of lightning
Exactly.
every day. Up to
Wow.
100 strikes every
That's
second.
pretty cool. Yeah,
Most lightning strikes from the clouds towards the surface of the Earth.
does it
But
strike twice
occasionally,
in the same place?
the most powerful bolts are accompanied by a ghostly
Ooh, sprites. I didn't think they're going to bring up sprites. I love sprites.
Yeah, and elves. Well, no, they actually have those terms to explain the borealis, the whole
yeah?
effect. I read about it one time. Sprites and elves. Well, that's pretty cool. Like Narnia.
and fleeting flash above the clouds, reaching all the way to the very edge of space, but
That's
lasting
interesting.
only milliseconds. It's been a decades-long challenge to understand these mysterious bursts of light.
Oh. Hey, Dala, thank you for coming, mate. Thank you for seeing you. Yeah, the problem is blurfs change the meaning of the word science, so the rhetoric becomes science. That's so true. That's why pseudoscience today is classified as science according to them. And when you talk about actual science, they say it's pseudoscience. Why? Because how can every scientist be wrong in history? This guy has a white lab coat. He figured out how to make a cell phone work.
And they don't need to lie. They just need to believe what they're being taught.
Yep. Exactly.
They don't, and that, I mean, they can be honest and say, "Yeah, I believe the Earth is a globe, and here's why. I was taught this, this, and this."
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, that's not lying. That's just propaganda, or that's just what do you call it? Brainwashing, I guess, the term.
Yeah.
Truth of the comfort said, I think they're using the other definition of science: systematically organized body of knowledge on a particular subject. But even that is not correct, because Earth is not a subject, or is it?
Nope.
No. Exactly.
Well, it has to involve experimentation, otherwise it's not science.
Mm-hmm. Right. Right.
Yeah, I want to see how you can get a cause for shape.
That's it.
Right. Well, isn't shape just an aspect? I mean, it's not really a cause of it. Although it could be a cause if you are doing something to the water, or doing something like take a ball with air and you're squeezing it. Well, now it's no longer a sphere because you're squeezing it, and now it's like a all weird shape now, right? I mean, you're squeezing it. So that's kind of a bendy way of doing things.
Exactly. Hey, Sam Kitten, what does G stand for in GPS?
Gravity.
GPS. Ground position systems.
Yeah.
You do know GPS worked with ground position, LoRaWAN C and stuff worked, and LoRaWAN D worked with ground position systems.
It actually means
satellites.
Geographical, exactly. It's just
nationally, yes, of course, yes.
So it's weird how GPS signals can work off ground position systems, and then you claim, but look, now we have satellites, so therefore it can't work ground positions. It was ground position before it became balloons, and even your balloons are just there for relays. It's called relay stations for a reason.
Triangulation. And they require flat baselines when you're triangulating things.
Yeah.
There's a reason why they call it geostationary.
Well, geo means what?
Stationary. Geo, just geographically stationary.
Okay.
So if you set it at a GP, it stays there. So you might as well just have a pole sitting there. Why? Because it's there.
Wasn't GPS around before satellites too? Is that correct?
Yeah, because satellites only came in the 1950s. They started sticking them 1960s. And
Arthur C. Clarke is the one who created them.
And the military already had GPS by then.
Right. Yeah.
And they still do, and they still have updated LoRaWAN E now, which is also ground-based. Why are the military still using ground-based GPS systems, guys, if they can just use satellites?
Exactly. Technology, it is global, but it's ground, really. Obviously, they call it global because they say it's satellites. It's ground, though.
It's just a play on words, that's all.
We say ground, yeah.
It's because it has to be.
Exactly.
Like I was going to say hello, Neil. Neil always just slips in without being known. He's just slides in there.
I know.
How you doing, Neil?
1959 Sputnik. There we go, SLGC. 1950s, 1960s. And Sputnik wasn't a GPS satellite, so the GPS satellite only came out just before the 70s, I think.
It was a ball with spikes coming off of it. That's what it was. It was very, very nifty looking.
And by the way, you still struggle with GPS over some parts of the ocean today with all these supposed satellites.
Now, from the high vantage of the International Space Station, it may finally be possible to capture images of these rarely seen events in the boundary between...
James, I went 13 years ago. Me and my wife went on honeymoon, and we took our GPS with us. We went to a certain place that it did not pick us up at all. It showed us driving in the middle of the ocean, while we were about 2,000 kilometers away from the closest ocean. Tell me again how accurate your GPS is. It only requires line of sight. It needs to have a line of sight data pinging. If it doesn't have a data ping to that line of sight of that GPS, it won't pick up your location because it's not a satellite. It's very simple stuff, mate.
I mean, Newsweek even said years ago that 90% of all communication is done on the ground.
And yeah, like Skeptic said, my GPS doesn't work when I'm in a steep canyon. Yeah, there's reasons for that. Because it's not in the sky. There's things blocking it, maybe, like a canyon. Oh, man. It's crazy.
Between Earth and space. But what defines this region? Earth's atmosphere is a thin blanket of gas. The troposphere is the lowest and...
I'm still waiting for the science. Have you noticed we still haven't had science, guys? He's 2 minutes in. He's just...
So they create terms to justify what's going on. For example, what the guy who did the first transatlantic cable or message, when he did that,
Marconi.
people were trying to figure out how. Yeah. So they had to create some new kind of blank something sphere.
Yeah, I honestly.
To.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how it usually works, because every time it gets shown that it's not a globe, they have to make up an excuse why it is still a globe, in other words.
Right, because in real science, if your theory is not working out, you drop that theory or set it aside, you archive it, and you create a new theory that might work better based upon new information.
Yeah, not these guys. They just alter it and say, "Oh, you see."
Hold on, that's not science, though. That's measurements.
Yeah, but it's data working on known data. So it is still science if you had a scientific hypothesis to begin with. So you can create a new hypothesis based on the information that you already received prior from the old hypothesis.
About what?
Yeah. So let's say, you went and you that phlogiston. Okay, that was supposedly what the science was of the day for the cause. But then they came to the understanding, okay, it was invalidated. Then they got the actual cause. So the information still used the phlogiston to say, okay, it was falsified, and this is why they have a new hypothesis for their cause. You understand what I'm saying? So you still use the old data to say, okay, this was not the cause, which just gives you to be able to build your information for the new hypothesis. Because you can have more than one hypothesis.
I thought you have to have a whole new experiment or find.
Yeah. Obviously, you need a new experiment.
Way of doing things.
Yeah, an experiment is definitely only based on your hypothesis of that moment. So if my hypothesis is waiting boils water, as they say, which is idiotic. Waiting doesn't boil water. Then I put a pot on the stove and don't switch it on and wait and see if it's going to boil.
Oh yeah, time is the independent variable. Right.
Yeah, who was it that said that? It was Craig said it. Craig said
Rumpus
it.
too.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, isn't it? You're waiting.
It's crazy.
A duration heats the kettle, heats the water up.
Right. Time is a duration. Exactly. Yeah. Flatzoid, you broke it down too. That's not nothing that causes anything.
Time.
It's the heat that cooked the chicken, right?
Exactly. Time is just a control.
Yeah.
Because it's a duration. It's just a reference.
Yeah.
But they don't understand that. They want time to be a cause. So that's what this is the same problem I had with FTFE that time when he said his T was time was the independent variable for stronger T. No, it wasn't. I went and I did an actual demonstration straight away, taking 3 different cups, and I just made, one with more water, one with less water, one with hotter water, and they all had different results. And they had exactly the same time. So yeah, it's just nonsense.
So do you mean time is not a independent variable?
Nope.
Where I can, control it and go back and forward and then I'm back in time and forward in time.
I mean, let's put it this way: if I had to do an experiment now, in this exact time, it's already passed. How am I going to redo that experiment again? It's already passed. It's gone.
Space-time bendy will help you. Space-time bendy powers.
Exactly. It's a different time. You can't repeat it.
It's just a reference. It's a man-made concept reference. That's all it is. Hey, Refracted Philosophy, good to see you.
Yeah, but they need it to be an independent variable.
Yeah.
They're not stupid. They need it to be.
Exactly.
Right.
Then they could say what they think is happening up there, you know, in the stars.
Densest layer. All of life as we know it depends on this relatively thin, 5 to 10 mile thick band of protective air.
Band of protective air. There's not a band. Oh, wow. I'm still wondering to see if they're going to bring us the science, apparently, for this, though.
A band, I mean...
Its thickness varies with latitude and the seasons. This is where most...
See what I said? Its thickness varies with latitude and the seasons. Remember what I said earlier? So the pressures change with the moon's location and the sun's location. Weird. You like to say time is a control variable. Control variable is one that never changes. Yeah. So if I know I'm going to boil an egg for 8 minutes, that's my control. I keep boiling it for 8 minutes and get the same result. This is how idiotic these people are. They don't understand this. Hey, Terrapan, I am good to see you, mate. Thank you for coming. Wow.
most weather occurs, including the towering thunderclouds that generate lightning. A high-altitude helium-filled balloon ascends quickly through this region and enters the stratosphere, where most jet planes fly, and where the ozone layer is found.
Oh yeah, the ozone layer. What's your guys' thoughts on the ozone layer?
I remember when I was in primary school, they told me that there was got to be a massive hole in it because of CFCs and stuff like that, and I've been waiting for global warming because of it and all that, and it didn't seem to happen. So I'm kind of thinking nowadays there's no such thing as
It's a bunch of baloney.
Yeah. Oh right, yeah.
They told me I had to stop using aerosol cans. That was destroying the ozone layer.
Neil loves aerosol cans.
I remember because I used to play soccer the whole time. And always used to have my aerosol can. I had this one guy always coming up to me saying, I'm an earth killer. I was like, I always laughed at the
So wait a second. It's your fault that the earth is in this condition. I knew it. Flatzoid.
And then you go and ask him,
how dare you?
Then I'll go and ask you, okay, did you drive to school today with a car? I mean, yeah, these people are.
That's funny.
Tree huggers on another different level.
Which absorbs the sun's ultraviolet light that can damage living things. Moving into this hostile environment, the air pressure drops, causing the balloon to expand.
Yeah. Second law of thermodynamics in action, causing the balloon to expand. Yep. Now, if that balloon wasn't there, what would happen to that gas?
Disperse in all directions. Sorry.
Spontaneous.
It would fill the available volume.
So gravity is not doing anything. Weird that. It's weird how it's very selective on what it does.
Yeah.
Right.
And I mean, when I ask the Globers, and when I ask the Globers, demonstrate your claim to me, they say, oh, you can't do it on Earth, you know? So even if it's away from Earth, it still does exactly the same thing. Weird how that works.
Yeah.
Up here, the lack of oxygen would quickly kill a person. The stratosphere reaches an altitude of about 30 miles. Eventually, the balloon cannot rise any higher. But the ever-thinning upper atmosphere, including the ionosphere...
There's more Coney's ionosphere, guys.
A lot of spheres.
A lot of spheres, guys. A lot.
That sphere is too late.
They sure do love their balls.
Yeah, blue balls, especially.
extends another 500 to 600 miles, even beyond the orbital height of the International Space Station, which circles Earth at an altitude of between 200 and 270 miles.
Wow. 3 minutes and 21 seconds in and still no science presented for a science documentary. It's amazing.
Yeah.
From here, the ISS looks down on the planet. At this altitude, the environment is instantly lethal.
Yeah. But yet you guys have rubber seals for your cupola windows. And what happens to rubber in a vacuum? Especially in a frozen vacuum. I mean, what's the temperatures up there?
It disintegrates.
It's really... I don't understand how the people get this right. It's crazy.
The extremely low pressure would...
Tony Whitcomb, going up in a plane closer to satellites but still lose signal. That's also true. Why
hold
you
on,
lose
though,
signal?
Flats.
Yeah.
Don't forget, they use real good engineering.
Well, what happened when there was a hole in the ISS? Chris settled. Oh, we used some duct tape and toothpaste to fix it.
Exactly.
Not Dom Petite. Well, I guess we've just got a leak.
Yeah, that's it. We've got a leak then, yeah. Just stick my finger on it.
How do people fall for this nonsense? I don't know. And now we have astronauts drowning in space that they want to make snorkels mandatory for astronauts.
They should have lifeguards in space, I think. Lifeguard astronauts, you know, to help, you know.
It's got to have to be a really long snorkel to get John in just to get a bit of air, isn't it?
Oh, wow.
Snorkel and a half that way.
Yeah.
No, they're not swimming. No.
cause a person's body fluids to vaporize in seconds.
Wow.
840, you can see, yeah, that's the problem. It is rubber. The seals they use are rubber.
Yeah, exactly. What else could they use?
Who makes them? Trojan?
Wow, the little
Trojan.
Putting a window in metal. I mean, you can't use metal. You can't weld it, can you? So it's got to be rubber, isn't it?
Yeah.
air that remains can reach temperatures of more than 2,000 degrees Fahrenheit.
Wow.
There are also dangers of radiation exposure.
Oh yeah, guys. Again, shout out to Neil. He needs a deposit for a car. If you guys can really help him out, because he got to work, I think in Alabama or something, but he needs a deposit for a vehicle so he can go to work. So if you guys are able to help him out, please do. Paul, would you be able to put the link so I can put it up? I forgot to stick it in my description of the stream, but it is in last night's stream as well. Sorry, Neil. But yeah, guys, if you could help him, it would be really greatly appreciated.
I'll sort something out next week.
It sucks to know the guy needs
thanks,
to go.
that's right. I don't know if you remembered or not because I came in late.
No, I
But
did it yesterday.
I know you don't forget.
Yeah, I did it yesterday. I forgot
Yeah,
tonight though.
Cool. I'll help out when I get paid next week, definitely.
Yeah, just
Yeah,
real quick,
me
if
too.
anybody's listening. What happened was I got hammered in moving fees, hidden fees that I had no idea what happened, and then the car we had broke down. So I'm pretty much in a bad situation.
It's not good.
That sucks, Neil.
Definitely. I'll help out when I get next week, definitely.
And this forbidding
Okay, I'm gonna pin it on there.
Cash App, huh?
There we go. Yeah. Okay, I've pinned it on up there for you guys if you're willing to see it. There we go. Thanks, guys.
atmosphere. But safely aboard the ISS, an international team of astronauts lives and works.
Yeah, with high wires and green screens and augmented reality. Really weird how that works if they where they claim to be. Why do you need to lie if you actually where you claim to be? You understand?
Exactly. You just point the camera. If you're really there, point the camera. It's all true. Do you know what I mean? There'll be none of this glitching out. You know what I mean? Harnesses deleted out. You know what I mean? It's like you say. If it's real, why would they lie about it? Why would they make fake videos? You know?
Mm-hmm. And that's also true, Paula. Paula says the ISS have never heard of cable management. And then you get to the Tingguans or whatever, and look how nicely packed all their cables are and everything. This just looks like people just threw it in a backyard shed and just stuck it on there so it looks like something.
Yeah. And things with the space, like the spacewalking as well. I mean, the stuff that they're meant to be accessing that surely they would make it so you could access it from inside. You know what I mean? Just so you wouldn't have to spacewalk. It's just so they can put on a show. You know what I mean? That's it.
Exactly.
Including on this mission, Satoshi Furukawa, a native of Yokohama, Japan. An ardent baseball fan, he takes advantage of zero gravity to play a solo game.
It's easy to do that with augmented reality, mate. Very easy. And he can do that as well in his in the vomit comments. And why does this laptop look so cut and paste? The lighting doesn't even look right. Look at that.
Yeah, that laptop's not there. Definitely not there.
Look at state at ball.
Yeah, but I mean everything. It just doesn't fit. The lighting doesn't fit the.
Yeah, it actually looks like it's cut and paste old style. No, with a scalpel and like an artboard and that. That's how it looks.
And look at the border. It's got like a white border around it, totally like a cut border.
Yeah, it's like a collage. It's like a collage. A collage. That's what it is. It's just a collage.
Wow. And so many laptops just floating around, Joe.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Oh, yeah. You saw down here. Look here. Look how quickly he just realized, oh, it's up there. Let's go back.
Kawa, a native of Yokohama, Japan. An ardent baseball fan, he takes advantage of zero gravity.
Did you see how he stopped all of a sudden in midair? Did you see that?
Oh, shoot.
Did you guys see that? Let's go back. Okay.
Oh, this dude.
Look how he stops in midair, guys.
Japan. An ardent baseball fan, he takes advantage of zero.
Oh, it changes color and all it fades like
everything. But now look when he hits the ball. Look where his eyes are, and then he realizes, oh, it went up. Look here.
Gravity to play a solo game.
See? Look where he's looking, okay? He's looking at a screen, and he realizes it's going up. Then look quickly. Oh.
There it is. Whoa, what's up there? Whoa, yeah, okay.
You know what that was, Flatzoid? Somebody was pointing their fingers up on the other side.
Exactly.
Up, you're looking straight up.
Oh, wow.
A medical doctor. One of Furukawa's jobs on the station is to study the effects of microgravity on the human body. He often conducts research as both doctor and patient.
Wow. Still waiting for science, by the way, guys.
This is science, don't you know that?
I actually want to look for the full one on this guy. This would be funny.
He's also the mission photographer. Using an extremely sensitive high-definition camera, Furukawa will capture nighttime images of Earth's upper atmosphere.
And they have showed this to be fake as well. We've seen glitching out stars, glitching out our ionosphere. It's crazy.
The ISS is an ideal platform to study the edge of space, thanks to the cupola observation window. It offers a priceless view of space and the planet below.
Yeah, and like you were saying, all your seals, how do they hold with that environment again?
Its head.
Oh, they should be able to explain.
These shutters open to reveal windows for photography and viewing. It's from here that Furukawa will aim his camera when the station's orbit takes it into the Earth's shadow, which it passes into about every 90 minutes as it orbits the planet.
Does it now? Have you guys noticed? Are they showing stars?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're showing stars.
They are there, yeah.
What was Neil Armstrong's claim when he went to the moon?
Yeah, they couldn't see any
From when he left the Earth straight to when he landed on the moon, he didn't see any stars.
Not that he remembers. Not that he remembers.
Yeah. And some people claim they didn't see something. Yeah, they could see everything. And some just say it was like a velvet sheen.
That's it.
You never see any stars when that Dragon capsule's docking either.
Yeah, it's weird. Sometimes you see them, sometimes you don't. And then they say, oh, but it's just got to do with the exposure. Yeah. Then why they're showing live videos with full stars? It's not having time to do the exposure as it's claimed to be, correct? But it shows stars. I mean, exposure works on time.
Yeah.
Designed to capture never-before-seen phenomena, it's so sensitive that it can shoot color images in near total darkness, bringing to light places once hidden by the blackness of space.
Really?
He's hoping to capture images of an elusive and mysterious form of high-altitude lightning, only recently discovered and still little understood.
Do you think they're going to get to science now?
Maybe instead of showing cartoons.
Hey, Jamil. Good to see you, mate. It's always good to see you, mate.
The story of these strange lights in the sky began one night in 1973, when a U.S. Air Force pilot named Ronald Williams was surprised by an unusual sight.
There was a typhoon over the South China Sea. I happened to be flying over the typhoon. And as I was going right towards the center of the typhoon, there was a big thunderstorm just off the center of the typhoon.
Wow.
Cool story.
I love it. Just want to know where the science is, though.
I could see that he's recollecting that story well, and he's loving it. He's loving that.
Well, he's smiling from ear to ear. I mean, think how much money he got from it.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'll tell a story.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, just by accident, I was watching it, because if I'd have been doing anything else, I wouldn't have saw it.
Williams saw a bolt of lightning go straight up from the top of the clouds.
Wow.
When it came up, I happened to be watching it, and I just...
Yeah, and Collins and he bumped elbow by Armstrong. Very odd. Collins had a total different thing as what he saw from Buzz and Neil. And they were all on the same trip. All saw the different thing. Really.
Well, wasn't Collins in the spaceship?
Yeah, he stayed behind.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, they're all supposed to see the same thing because I mean, they all traveled on the same ship. You would think they would see the same thing.
Well, he was probably had too much tinfoil around him, you know, and the ship, the tinfoil floor was probably keeping him occupied, and he couldn't figure things out. I think, I don't know.
Was he trying to say that bolt of lightning shot up to? How far up?
He just says from he saw from the cloud upwards. We'll see now what he says though.
Right.
I reported it, and nobody had believed me. They said lightning don't go straight up. Has a discharge on something.
But it turned out that Williams was not the only pilot to see lightning emerge from the top of a cloud and shoot upward towards space. As sightings accumulated, they became a part of aviation folklore, rare and unconfirmed events that hovered just outside the boundaries of real science.
Then I want to ask people, when it comes to like lightning and electrical discharge and whatever, would you not need physical a physical barrier to get that charge.
Yeah, I mean, I thought lightning grounds itself. Why would it go shooting straight up into space? I thought it goes for the ground.
I mean, let's take a Van de Graaff generator, for instance. You charge it up. It won't spark until you go close enough for it to ground towards you. Understand? It's the same as that. So if it's going up, where is it grounding to, guys? Think about it. Where's it going? To something physical? Yeah.
Point. Yeah.
Until another chance sighting provided more evidence.
A fellow by the name of Jack Winkler had some detectors out. He was looking for something else, but he discovered them by accident with equipment that was operated on dark nights in Minnesota.
While testing a low-light video camera in 1989, Jack Winkler and a team at the University of Minnesota accidentally captured a black and white image that seemed to show the elusive upward lightning the pilots had described.
Accidentally, guys. Accidentally. Yeah, no, he didn't make a special camera. He just accidentally made that special camera to catch what he needed.
Absolutely.
I mean, you have to have the exact exposure settings and everything to be able to catch it, and the exact frame rate. But by accident, he just caught all that.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Yeah, you can tell he's telling a good story, but you can tell he's acting. You know.
I mean, how can it be by accident? I mean, those are very specific settings and things you need.
Yeah.
Fittingly, this ethereal phenomenon became known as
Sprites.
a sprite, a whimsical name that captures its fleeting nature. These giant pillars of light sparked an intensified interest in lightning and the dangers it presents to spacecraft during launch or landing.
Dangers. Why does it have to be dangers for spacecraft when they didn't even know it existed? You know what I mean? It was by chance they figured out it existed. Now it's sudden it's
it might explode.
Yeah, now it's a danger. It's like what? Exactly, Derek. I agree. Oh wow.
Oh no, wrong one.
Today, astronaut Satoshi Furukawa is looking for thunderstorms. Sprites are only found where lightning is present. But spotting sprites isn't easy. They only accompany bolts of lightning over 10 times more powerful than normal lightning.
10 times more powerful than normal lightning. When you look at a lightning bolt, how do you know how strong it is? How powerful it is?
Yeah, I don't know the difference between a normal one and...
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. When you look at lightning, how do you know which one is more powerful than the other? That's not what...
Exactly.
This is insane. And I still haven't seen science. Just have to point that out, guys. I do love how they get everybody into their world, you know, begging the question with them, but it's a cool story, but where's the science?
Cool story, bro.
In 10 minutes, it will be nightfall again. So Furukawa quickly prepares his camera.
Recorder power is on.
Hey, Aaron Armstrong, thank you for coming. Says, cite one academic citation where time isn't an IV ever. I can do you one better, Aaron. Give me a scientific hypothesis where time is an IV. And then we see if it actually causes something. Because every citation that says time is a cause for something is pseudo-scientific. Because it cannot cause anything. It's a man-made construct.
Monitor is on too.
Maximus, you do know that some lightning strikes, you could say, travel further, so then the duration would be longer. And the intensity, how would you know? It's just light. It literally just hits. I already did answer your question, Aaron. Did you not understand what I answered? So are you going to go and show me IV light waiting? Show me light being an IV.
Just the fact that he's fighting for this.
Yeah.
He tells you that he knows nothing about the scientific method, not methods.
At all. Oh, where were we now? It went back.
Which method? You mean QE's method?
QE's method.
You know something? You may laugh about that, but I want QE to put a paper together.
I know.
And
I heard.
Start bringing it in schools, and do call your method, because look it up.
Yep.
You'll never find it anywhere the way it's laid down at QE and Flatter Debate.
I agree.
I see lightning. Good to see you, mate. But I mean, that's what I said. If we should actually start publishing some papers. Why not?
Yeah.
Because we are not part of their so-called pseudoscientific establishment, so we don't have to worry if they just call us names or out us from the excommunicators from
let's call it getting back to basics.
I mean,
right?
I mean, that's the bottom line of science. It's inquiry. So if the person is against you just because you have inquiry and you don't have the same view as them, then it shows they are not scientifically inclined. They don't think logically, scientifically. They think based on a bias. Because they're supposed to take everything that comes their way, say, okay, this is a hypothesis that came up, and let's now look at it based on science, logically, and deduce from it with experiment. Instead of saying, but we believe in gravity, so therefore your relative density disequilibrium is rubbish, you see that the issue here.
Yeah.
Right, and even the experiments should have empiricism.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
Level Up posted something in our chat, Ellemnet chat, about time.
Oh, yeah. Let's check. Is time really an independent variable? From Ashraf Khalil, Technical University of Denmark. In all our systems in engineering and science, we represent time as our independent variable. That is x times the time, which we use as great theorems of Laplace, Fourier, and Lyapunov to analyze the study of these systems. Is there any other formulation that does not assume the independence of time? Then he says, okay, this is Vincent Westerby. Hello, Ashwar. There are 2 papers on OSF preprints that report the discovery of the intrinsic nature of time. One paper is mostly about the discovery itself, and the other paper is description of time with comments about the role of time in the universe. Westerby, Vincent, 2019. Identification of the intrinsic nature of time, blah, blah, blah. Okay. And the same, there we go. People have been wondering about this nature of time for thousands of years. There have been ways to the questions. What is time? Why does time occur? Why does time have specific qualities that it has? No one has ever been able to provide realistic answers to these questions because no one knew what time was. All the proposed answers were speculative, just guesses. These 2 papers are not speculative, nor do they provide the definition of time. They are descriptions of the nature of time and its role in the universe, and thus provide the answers to the 3 questions. Then it says, a possible view on the concept of time is that an element of nature, but an element of our thinking about nature, yes. Time is only the mathematical existence, yes also. But does the time exist itself? No. As things can't, he is right. Time is a product of the human brain, mathematical time exists only to be a product of a humanity. And if we take a clock, which seems to work like a periodic event, we think that time exists. No, it exists only in phenomena which seems periodic. But it is very useful to choose the clock to make science, so predict the phenomena, but never to explain these phenomena.
What's that word? Can't, K-A-N-T. Is that supposed to be?
Can't.
Cannot?
He also
That's
thinks,
me.
yeah, can't.
I didn't know. Yeah, I was just, yeah. It's fine. It's fine.
I think he just
curious.
misspelled it. It should be with a C.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Or cannot or can't.
Yeah, I don't know. Hey, Gary, good to see you, mate.
That's cool.
But yeah, time can't cause anything because time is just a reference.
No.
I want to shout out to Level Up too on her information she gave us. Thank you, Level Up.
Yeah, Paula's wicked. Paula's brilliant like that. Absolutely brilliant.
Here's the.
I just said word Paula's wicked. I didn't mean evil Paula. It's where here wicked means good.
Emmanuel.
It's slang down for good.
Hey, listen,
Emmanuel,
Paul,
guys. Emmanuel
Paul is hip. She knows.
I know. I don't know Paula too well, so I was just like that. It was just in case.
She says Immanuel Kant is a philosopher. So it's referencing Kant, the guy.
Got it. Thank you.
Are we going to have time to read through these papers? For millennia, people have speculated. We'll just read the abstract then. For millennia, people have speculated about the nature of time without success. Time plays a role with the process and events studied by all the disciplines. It is reported here that the existence of time is a direct consequence of the existence of space. Space exists, and it continues to exist. Space is there, and it continues to be there. Space exists as place, the three-dimensional place that matter can occupy. The three-dimensional extension of spatial space is measured with a ruler and some kind. Place three-dimensionally and extension are intrinsic qualities of space itself. Rob Keane, member for 7 months. Good afternoon to you, mate. Thank you for coming. Really glad you're here. Thank you for coming. It's good to see you using your member messages. Okay.
I'm on 2 days.
Spatial continuous existence also has intrinsic qualities. A list of quantities constituting existence of space appears to be the same as a list of quantities of time. 17 qualities of the continuing existence of space are compared to the equivalent quantities of time. There is exact match between the qualities of time and the qualities of spatial constituting existence. The qualities and roles of the continuing existence of space fulfill all the known qualities of roles of time. Realizing that spatial continuing existence is time makes time understandable and clarifies the relations of time to matter, change, and process. So in other words, this is just a glorified space-time bias view. Because we have space, aka we have time, and they're intrinsically linked. So if you have time, you need space. You have space, you need time. So they link together, so therefore we have space-time bending.
So this is actually saying space, their space is like outer space.
3D space spatial. So in other words, if I take
space-time bendy Einstein.
Yeah. So
sorry, go ahead.
So if you have space to move around in, it takes time to move around in that space. So you cannot have time without the space existing. You can't have the space without the time existing. So therefore, Einstein's space and time bending is linked.
Okay,
that's the one abstract, which is bullshit, by the way, guys.
Abstract, correct.
Yeah.
That's kind of abstract.
Yeah, Gary, did you guys see that latest about Planner Walk? He came out, apparently.
What?
Yep.
No.
A day ago, yesterday. And, I mean, what was it like a few weeks ago? I got hate-shamed for saying he seems to be that way inclined.
Isn't that right? Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Hold on. The independent variable guy, Planner Walk?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So he came out, guys.
Well,
So all I'm all I'm gonna say is let's just pray for the guy. He's really
Oh, I
lost.
thought. Hold on a second. I thought he came out as a flat earther.
Yeah, that's what I was
No.
He came out the other way.
Yes, Neil.
He came out as transitioning.
Oh wow.
Mm.
Yeah.
So we can only pray for the guy.
Saw that one coming from a mile away.
Yeah. Too bad. Feel bad for the guy.
Here's the only problem I have when they use the word gay. First of all, that's not true because gay means happy or bright.
That's what it said in the Bible.
Apparel.
In the dictionary,
Right.
exactly.
And if they say that, I don't think it's true because you can't tell me or show me one same-sex relation person that is happy.
No, exactly.
There's more.
Deep down, they're miserable.
You know? Do you know how much? Do you know how much depression and suicide there is in the transisting community?
Quite a bit in that.
I mean, the suicide.
Not even just in that, just in the same-sex lifestyle.
I mean, me and my wife were
family members.
Me and my wife were talking today, and we were saying how I don't know. The people are like really going crazy. That one school shooting from that transgender person went and shot 6 people, killed 6 people. 3 of them were children, and they have people outside there saying the shooter is the victim because she wasn't accepted by the Christian community. You know what I mean?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so she's the victim. Well, he's a victim, or she, him, whatever the pronoun is of that person these days, is the victim.
Leftist propaganda,
not
that's
the,
for sure.
Not the people that got killed.
Yeah.
Well, I'll agree that they're the victim of Satan's hold right now. I agree.
Yeah. I agree
to
that
make
too.
them a
Yeah.
victim in society. Yeah. If it's true and that person came in and shot kids up, the only victim is the kids and the parents.
Yep.
Exactly.
Right. Yeah.
But I mean, I'm going to say straight, if I ever have any teacher at my children's schools have an inkling of trying to teach them this rubbish, they are out of that school straight.
Hey, Flats.
Yeah.
My
Hey,
kids
Flats.
are out already. It's called homeschool.
So, oh yeah, there you go, Neil. That's good. Speaking of this, making the shooter into the victim, if you watch a channel called Freedom Tunes, they actually have they make fun of that. Yeah. They actually have videos where people actually do that. It shows people, feeling bad for the guy who's doing the mugging.
With the old lady, the old lady standing, he's busy stabbing the old lady, and everybody's standing there, and she's like, "Help me, help me!" It's like, "Oh, you're being such a bigot towards this guy." It's like, just help me.
Exactly.
And eventually says,
"It's funny, but it's not funny."
Eventually says she's stuffed there. She pulls out a shotgun and shoots the guy, and says, "Oh, you murderer!"
Yeah.
And she gets arrested.
Yeah, it's so crazy. It's so crazy.
Yeah, but they are awesome. I love that channel.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I said, we're actually just putting our kids into just primary school to standard 1, so they can get social skills, and then they go to homeschooling. Because and I already see the things they push.
Don't work. I tried it.
What doesn't work?
You know what I mean? It don't work. I tried it. They're gonna get it around other people and churches. I tried to send them the first few years so they get their social skills. Listen, every person do what they feel is right, but there's no rock solid method.
Yeah,
you got to get them out. You got to get them around people in church. Like my kids get around their cousins, but I still see that they're not. Let's say, like I knew how to move around at 13, because I had all the social skills down in school since I was 4. It just it doesn't matter to me. I don't care. I don't care if my kids are awkward. At least I know what they're learning. At least they're in my presence and they're not subjected to the stuff that's in the world.
Good point.
Yeah, what we can do is we can just try our best to protect them, and because the world is sick out there. And it's getting worse by the day, guys.
It sure is.
And the problem is a lot of these getting pushed by the people that are so-called influencers.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Shows you who sold their soul.
Yeah.
Okay, so what does the second paper say? The basis of time in the universe. This paper provides the answers to 3 questions about time. What is time? Why does time occur? And why does time have the specific intrinsic quality that it has? So guess what? This is a scientific paper, correct? Because it's a what is. So what is and why does it occur? So it's scientific then. They have been able to manipulate to figure out what time was and how it occurs. Apparently, if you see this abstract. Or am I reading that wrong?
I mean, it says time has intrinsic qualities. Like, it seems kind of strange to me. But I mean, maybe in general.
Yeah, but I mean, it says it answers 3 questions. So it answers what is time, that's question 1. Why does time occur, that's question 2. And why does time have specific intrinsic qualities? What specific intrinsic qualities does time have? It's just a reference. But okay. The answers are based on the recognition that the continuing existence of space plays the roles in the universe that are normally attributed to time. You see, space and time again.
Yeah.
This recognition is based on objective observation. Objective observation, guys, of space itself, and objective observation of the continuing existence of space. So this is not science, guys.
Right, exactly. Because all they're doing is they're just looking. That's it. And then they just make up stuff in their head and they put it on paper.
Oh wow! Okay,
wow.
The methodology of the observations and the conclusions do not contain speculation, no assumptions. Your abstract just said.
Keep going.
Hypothesis or theories.
There you go. Wow. So how is it science then?
So, wow. Okay.
I mean, there's no theories involved. So, I mean, supposedly you need a theory, right? Or, I'm sorry, a hypothesis is what you start out with, right?
Yeah, you first have to be able to observe it, which you can't observe time to begin with. Then you need the hypothesis so you can work out the cause for your observation, and then you experiment to validate the hypothesis.
So notice they're lacking one thing there. Experiment.
They're lacking observation, first of all, and then they're lacking hypothesis, and then they're lacking experiment. Wow.
Okay, yeah.
So they're lacking the whole thing.
They're lacking the whole method.
They're just lacking in general.
Well, guys, he did say objective.
Yeah.
Yeah, objective. No, it's definitely based on space-time belief. So it's got a biased opinion. Hey, Mandela Effect, good to see you, mate.
Well, technically, they did claim observations. So that is one part of the 3 they need. So I guess we can give them that if you want to, but I don't know.
I mean, what observations?
Well,
hold on. Are they observing a natural phenomena? Is it something that's happening in nature that'll cause you to say, I wonder why this is going on? Or are they saying, why is it taking so long for my water to boil?
They observe space, Neil. Is that good enough for you?
Yeah, observing space.
Yeah, there you go. So,
while the existence of space is independent of the existence of matter, the relationships of matter and space are certain relations of matter can part to one another, can be used to notice the existence of space matter is not space.
Hold on a second. Space itself is a concrete noun. You can't science that. Now, if you're talking about what's going on in space, like star movement, then it's a different story.
But look how they're saying this, Neil. It can be observed that matter occupies space. Okay, that's correct. Okay,
you can't even science, but you see the movements. You can't really. All you see is movements, and then you write down different things. You can't actually do any actual science with that.
I'm not saying you can. I'm saying you got plenty of phenomena.
Yeah, but okay, but let's look at
no way to science it.
Yeah, let's do it this way.
Right.
Let's do it this way.
Correct. Yeah.
You observe matter occupies space. We can all agree with that. Spatial space. This chair sitting here in 3D space. Okay, it's occupying it. Matter moves through space. Yeah, I'm moving through it now. A car moves through space. Whatever. Groups of material objects exist in space as patterns of organization. with a distance and direction relation between the material components of the patterns the same as the distance and direction relations between the spatial locations of the material components occupied. No, that is just them saying mass attracts maths in a very kind of messed up
You have
way.
to establish that before you can actually say that, though.
Exactly. That I don't agree. The two top ones, we can say we observe that. But that third point, where do we observe that? We don't observe that. The prime imperative of analysis is to look at the situation under analysis, allowing the intrinsic qualities of the situation to decide the qualities of the mind's understanding of the situation. This is word salad. To apply the prime imperative analysis of space, look at the space the matter occupies, moves through the forms patterns in. This is insane. Okay. Number one, space exists. The existence of space can be detected visually. The space is there. It exists. It can also be detected by moving the hand through the space between the photon reflecting object and the eye, or the moving by the hand in the space between objects. And that's, by the way, you have to just accept it's a photon. If the units are removed, the space is still there, independent of those units. Okay. Space is place. No, space is absent of place. It means there's a space to be occupied. Matter company space. Space is the place that matter can occupy. Space is a place where matter can exist.
It's like a Dr. Seuss book.
It does.
In a way, you know, like
green eggs and ham.
Yeah, it's kind of like that right there. It's kind of interesting.
It does. Hey, Ruben said, good to see you. He says, 44% don't know what science is. Yeah, and that's alarming because it's 113 votes. So it's quite a lot.
Not enough, though, to really make a
okay. So
assumption on.
So groups of material objects exist in space as patterns of organization. No, I don't agree.
You have to prove patterns.
Yeah. What patterns is he talking about? I mean, like, I've got a chair here. You have to physically create it in that pattern of a chair. But what they trying to claim is like mass attracts mass kind of thing.
I think so.
That's how they try and explain it. Space is three-dimensional. Obviously. A cube.
Sure. Or just three-dimensional. It doesn't matter what shape it is. It's still three-dimensional.
Yeah.
Like my room's is a cube, but technically that's just because that's a physical barrier. If I go outside in the open air in a field, what shape is it? I don't know.
But the thing is, you still need a boundary, though.
Exactly.
So the expanding universe has no boundary, and what's it expanding into? You cannot expand into nothing. What the hell?
We couldn't all exist if that was the case.
Exactly.
If it was infinite, I mean, no one would be able to be around to. I mean, it would be weird. You couldn't have it happen that way.
Nonsensical. But anyway, I'm seeing something interesting here. It says space is three-dimensional. It's not possible to exist with less than 3 dimensions of extension. So in another
I mean,
everything is
you're a flatzoid, but you're still three-dimensional, right?
Exactly. I mean, like a piece of paper. A piece of paper is still three-dimensional. The drawing can be one-dimensional or two-dimensional, but the paper itself is still three-dimensional.
Right. But hold on. But if I draw something, therefore, doesn't that drawing exist?
Yeah, in three-dimensional space.
And
it's on a three-dimensional paper.
But it's two-dimensional, though.
Yeah.
Two-dimensional. So that's, science.
Really weird. But what did they say? Three-dimensional extension reduced to the way such as there was no longer existence in a dimension. There would not be anything left in the situation to have extension in other 2 dimensions. Three-dimensional is one of the universal foundation existent factors that are required for there to be existence. Any form of existence, an existence factor in any factor whose presence and roles are required For there to be existence, there are 3 universe foundation existent factors together required for there to be existence: extensional quantity, 3-dimensional, and continuing existence. This guy's just chopping and changing his words around the whole time to make it sound like he's saying something. He literally just had to write this paragraph. Space is 3-dimensional. It has 3-dimensional units to it. There we go. That's, I just said to you in very simple terms what he's just written there. Okay. From any location in space, the 3-dimensionality in spatial space extends infinitely. But then you need a boundary. So you're saying there's no boundary. That doesn't.
That's it.
Yeah. You need to have a boundary. So space is not and cannot be exponentially 4-dimensional. So he's actually going against space-time because space-time is 4-dimensional. Because 3-dimensional extensions in all inclusiveness, there is no place for an extensional 4th dimension. Any hypothesis, theory, or mathematical systems that possess more than 3 dimensions of spatial extension is not descriptive of anything that exists or that could exist in the real world. This just debunked general relativity. This here, right here, guys.
So hold on. So isn't time the 4th dimension?
But that's what I'm
right.
Thinking. That's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to be the 4th dimension because it's supposed to be linked to space.
But he's saying that you can't have the 4th dimension.
He's saying because it can only exist in 3 dimensions, you cannot have it in 4th dimension because you cannot observe 4th dimension in the real world.
Oh.
So in other words, this guy, after his abstract says, yeah, it's space bending time, aka general relativity, is saying we cannot observe it in a 3-dimensional world. So it's only mathematical based, so you can't observe it. So general relativity is not observable, guys. So therefore, it is not scientific.
Yeah, that's it.
Hey, you know what? This is kind of how what Nathan goes through in his group and Neil there. They'll go through these videos and they'll claim all this stuff, and at the end they'll say, "Oh, but you can't do it that way." They'll like basically disregard everything that was said before. You know, it's kind of crazy.
Wow, that's really interesting. And then space is immaterial. Matter occupies special space. Matter is substantial. The substantiality of matter occupies spatial space, which we've been saying the whole time. When observed space does not appear to display any attributes of substantiality, to say that space is substantial in any way to speculation. For substantial matter to occupy spatial space, it is not required for space itself to be substantial. Substantial matter occupies non-substantial immaterial spatial space.
Interesting.
So in other words, you require free space for matter to occupy. And time is not matter. So time can't occupy space. Very interesting.
Hey, Flats, you got a person in chat. Melissa, I guess,
Melissa,
talking about her other account. Yeah.
I was chatting here and people respond to me and I saw myself in your chat window and the next moment my comments don't show anymore. Why my other Melissa account got banned? Did you get banned? I have no idea, Melissa. I didn't see anything. Did you guys see anything from Melissa getting banned?
No.
I don't know, but maybe we need to take care of it for you.
Unless it was done by mistake.
It happens.
I mean, I haven't banned anybody tonight.
Sorry, Melissa. I have no idea what happened. I didn't see anything happen. I haven't seen anybody remove your other account.
I'll have a look up and see what's happening.
If you guys can find Melissa.
I've just had to scroll up. I can't see that it says Melissa.
Yeah.
Sorry, Melissa. I got no idea what happened. I'm so busy concentrating on this.
You can't see that other Melissa account either to unban it, though. That's the thing.
That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
I can't see it in a minute.
Strange.
But this should be interesting because now we're getting into number 5. The immateriality of space precludes any interaction between space and anything else that exists.
Weird.
And what do they claim? There is
Narnia.
Yeah, they claim Narnia, that mass attracts mass.
Wow.
Oh, I love this paper. This is awesome. I'm downloading this.
Yeah, I've gone
post a link of it in your video.
Oh yeah.
So I've gone right up, and it doesn't say anything about being banned. I've got to a point where I can see her old account. Melissa, it's an orange.
Does it show it's blocked?
It doesn't show it's blocked at all. It doesn't show, and there's people I can see people being blocked by Paul under it, but Melissa's not one of them.
I can't.
Yeah, Melissa, it might be from YouTube side. I don't know.
Recep.io.
Yeah, Jeff says it does it to him sometimes as well.
Yeah, no, she definitely hasn't been blocked, because I can see other people being blocked, and I can see her old account, and it hasn't been. That's weird.
Yeah, sorry, Melissa. We got no idea. It might be YouTube that's just playing around again, because we do get this problem sometimes.
Q4.
Okay, but let's see. Okay. Let's go through number 4. Yeah.
I can share old account, Melissa, but it doesn't say. If I click on it, it says I'd user, so she can't be banned.
Yeah, that's what it said. That's what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, then it can't be banned. Yeah, it says hide. Maybe there's just an error from that. From that. What's the name? Okay, you guys ready to go to number 5 quickly?
Okay.
Okay. This is cool. Immateriality of space precludes any interaction between space and anything else that exists. Wow. So, that which is immaterial lacks the capacity to interact with that which is substantial space, cannot interact with matter. And what is space, guys? Nothing. There's no matter. Mm-hmm. So how does it interact with one another? The presence
So hold on. So is Jupiter immaterial or is Jupiter material? Because if Jupiter material, how does it interact with what's immaterial?
Exactly. So how do they have gravity then? Because their gravity is the link between the two material objects in immaterial space.
The missing link, gravity.
So the presence of matter in space has no effect whatsoever on the spatial place the matter occupies, or on the surrounding space. When matter occupies space, the immateriality of the occupied space precludes any effect of the occupied space on the matter. So this also debunks the so-called Cavendish, guys.
Wow. Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. So now we got citation against their so-called Cavendish as well, and general relativity. Have you realized
this
that?
This is crazy,
guys?
Man. Yeah.
And then it says space cannot be different from one place to another. Because space is immaterial, spatial space is intrinsically uniform in nature. Space lacks the capacity to be different from one place to another because space is immaterial. It cannot move, curve, expand, or have any different qualities from part to part. So
wait, it can't expand?
It can't curve. It can't bend.
But they say that our universe is always expanding.
Exactly.
Wow.
This totally goes against everything that's claimed today for general relativity. Everything.
Wow.
All parts of space are identical in what they are, differing only in the intrinsic identities as different parts of space. Intrinsic identity is what something is intrinsically what something is in itself, distinct from the other things that exist and distinct from its relations to other things that exist. So in other words,
hold on.
In other words, if you think about it...
sorry. Sorry, go ahead.
So in other words, if you think about it, they claim like in space, we got the moon and the Earth now. Okay? We got space between. There's no interaction
in your
between.
chat.
Yeah?
Man, I suck at this. I apologize for interrupting you, sir. I mean Flats. Truth over comfort is saying that space is claimed to be a near perfect vacuum, not nothing. Well, a vacuum is still, what is a vacuum? I mean, that's technically nothing if you have no barrier. to create the vacuum. So that's kind of an interesting statement.
Are you claiming then, let's say, a one gas a particle or whatever hits against a Jupiter or whatever, is now the reason why it moves? What an idiotic thing. Exactly.
It's not his claim, by the way. He just posted something. That's all. So.
Yeah, I'm reading this, what's on screen here, which is really awesome. Yeah. I love this. So space is infinite, guys. Space is place. Spatial place is three-dimensional. Three-dimensional material objects occupy the three-dimensional spatial place. The three-dimensional existence of material. Yeah, spatial. Let me put. I'm going to try. I'm going to say this is now what they're saying. We've got this charger here, and we've got the plug. There's space between them. There's no interaction between those two. Between the distance. Why? Because it can't interact. The same as if I had to let it go now because there's space around it. It's not the interaction of this and the ground that's causing it to fall, because there's no interaction. It's simply just this object having interaction around the space between it. Because
Silas Barreto, sorry, that disproves black holes as well.
It does, yeah.
Yes, because Einstein, actually, his universe, black holes don't exist in the Einsteinian universe, at least the one originally that he created. But nowadays, they've combined it together, so therefore, black holes now do exist in the Einsteinian universe.
Wow, this is insane.
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Okay, we're obviously not going to go through the whole.
No, it's too much.
And then we say all infinite space is coexistent. Space immaterial.
What does that mean?
Space is immaterial due to that immateriality. So space does not have the attributes necessary to be different from the part to another, other than the intrinsic values of different parts of space. So in other words, they're just saying this. Oh, sorry, I realized I was still on showing my face. Sorry, guys. So in other words, they're saying this side of space and this side of space have exactly the same intrinsic values. So if they say, oh, Jupiter has more mass than Pluto or whatever, the one's not going to have more of an attraction because it's got exactly the same spatial value. There's no difference in that space around Jupiter as it would be around Pluto or whatever. I think I'm going to go and read through this more when I got time to go through it more thoroughly.
Yeah.
Reading what I did.
There's a lot of things there. So basically, space is one thing, and then you have the things in space are material, but then it's just weird how they phrase it. So space is immaterial, but then like black holes, the nebulas, the planets, as they call, and asteroids and comets, those are all material things that exist in this immaterial, vast place, I guess. Right? But then somehow, I mean, this seems kind of strange that they would say that, I guess. That space is not material.
Yeah, because that's exactly what the globe components are claiming, that space has to have material. I mean,
well, no, because I'm sorry to interrupt, but I want to say material means it has atoms, right? I mean, if you want to go that route, I'm not saying I'm just trying to go from their point of view. So if things have atoms, so space doesn't have atoms, and space itself is not made of anything.
So this actually debunks the Etherians as well. This debunks because that's actually what space was seen at. That's why I said it's globe-based. The ether is based for propagation value, so that means it has to have matter. And if this says that space has no matter, that means there's no ether, there's no effect between two occupying space,
right, Michael,
two objects occupying space.
Yeah.
So
that's just crazy, man.
Wow. I'm happy we stumbled upon this. Thank you, Paula. This is awesome.
And then nature abhors a vacuum. So how do you fit that in there? Because then they're saying space is not nature. Space is not natural, right? I mean, think about it, right? If that may make sense, but it's weird to say that because, I mean, this is strange. Wow.
Jamal, he says, "Can you stop for a minute? I need a break. I was hit by too many particles."
Wow.
Well, guys, unfortunately, I can't go on much longer. I got work tomorrow as well.
It's fine, man.
But I think tonight was actually a good stream.
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
Yeah, glad I could join. I keep forgetting to join you guys, and
well, it's good to have you on.
Yeah,
thank you, sir.
Really enjoy it.
It's good to have more panel members, isn't it? I mean, for a while it was just me, Flats, and Michael. You know, Flats, then Flats and Michael, then me, Flats and Michael, and then it's growing since. It's good.
It means I don't have to speak.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because I've listened to Nathan's show for a long time, and I've always wanted to be a part. It makes me want to be part of a panel, and it's kind of like Flatzoid's panels, newer established, as opposed to Nathan's. It's been there for like years and years and years and years. You know, so it's kind of cool. It's just to get on the ground up, on the ground level, so to speak.
Yeah, I always wanted to be on the panel when I was on Brandon's. I was a moderator on Brandon's. I always wanted to be in the panel, but it was the confidence thing. Do you know what I mean? So
yeah.
I was on Flatches, and it just slowly but surely got the confidence just to come on. So I didn't. No, I didn't used to say much.
No, I apologize. I'm still getting used to when to hear when I can speak, and I apologize for interrupting you guys in the process. But yeah, years ago when I first listened to Nathan, there's no way I could have just hopped in and started being part of the panel because I was totally ignorant of a lot of things, and I still am, obviously. But and so it's good to get some experience and then hear what's going on and do your own research, and then you can start formulating your own thoughts, and then all of a sudden it just kind of clicks in,
Mm-hmm. Oh, but I do appreciate you guys coming. I mean, my panel, like I said, it's open to people. I mean, I like to hear people's opinions on things as well. So, definitely. Did you guys have any closing statements? Did the globe provide us any science?
Well, as usual, you had the doors ram-packed outside. The doors were nearly knocked down with all the evidence that was coming in. So, as usual, they provided loads and loads and loads, and we're convinced it's a globe now, guys.
Well, we had about 44% from 121 votes. So that's about 55 votes that said yes, here it is, and not one of them had presented. So 55 liars.
Yeah, like I say, just cowards. I mean, look at like Phil Bell. He used to come in here. We used to invite him in and all that. And then when it came to that debate the other week, he came in to talk to you because he had backup of another 5 people. And then it just shows your mentality.
And then he still conceded my point that pressure gradients were created by gas pressure behavior, not by gravity. It was funny.
Well, I don't want to say that a lot what they call science is actually created by science fiction, as William Shatner kind of alluded to once.
I mean, that's what I mean. Even the designs for satellites and things like that have come from books. You know what I mean? It's obvious. It's apparent.
Oh, that's actually a good point Silas just made. Silas Barreto. Ether can exist because it isn't space, but it occupies space. But the problem you're missing there, though, the ether is claimed not to be physical. It claims to be immaterial. So therefore, it cannot occupy because it itself is not occupiable.
Yeah.
It doesn't have matter.
Right. The space is immaterial.
Unless ether is like a fog or something. Yeah.
You can't have immaterial occupying space of more immaterial space.
You're gonna have to define ether first.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Because as far as I know,
every different person has a different ether from where I've gathered.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, the ether's still globe foundation based, guys. Even Einstein still pushed the ether, believe it or not. Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Okay, guys. So it was interesting. I enjoyed it. Thank you guys for all coming. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you, everybody in the chat, for liking and sharing the show. It's good to see you guys. Thank you for all your support on the show. You guys rock. I hope to see you guys all tomorrow night. I think tomorrow night we'll be doing the review on that level. On that level documentary.
Yes.
And then that might
be... Is it out free now?
Yeah, it's out free now.
Yeah, you can find it anyways if you can't get it free. There's ways that you can get it.
We did download it. We downloaded it before it came free, but it is free now. So
I'm going to tell you straight, it'll pain me to watch that.
Well, it's probably going to be like a 2-part series because I think it is an hour long.
Well, is this the third movie that they've made?
I think so, yeah. Documentary movie thing or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Cheerio, guys. Really appreciate it, you all. Please, if you haven't already, hit that like button, hit that share, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Many, many blessings.
Adios, muchachos.
May the pressure be with you. Cheers.
Nice talking to NW, dude.
Absolutely, man.
Why is it not going out?
Thank you. And I'll work on my not interrupting you guys so often. I just gotta get used to listening for the cues and stuff like that.
Worry about it. I'll talk all over everybody.
Now my outro's not working. Why is my outro not working?
When you can't see people and that, it's hard to know when to speak.
Sure.
Okay. I don't have an outro tonight, guys. It's just gone it's off my computer.
It's lost in space.
Yeah. You mean an ending, like a way to end the show with a homemade something, or so an intro as the first outro, right? Is that what you're referring to?
Yeah, I had an outro, but now it's just gone.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't know.
So you know,
just play anything.
Yeah, I'll end with a green screen of me. Well, I'm not going to be there, but a green screen skydiver. Okay, just guys, bye.
Oh, cool.
There we go.
All right.
Till tomorrow.